When a man truly wants to kiss you, it starts long before the moment your lips meet. It begins with the energy he brings into your space. You can feel it when he's not just physically near you, but emotionally present. There's a difference between being asterisk around asterisk someone and being asterisk with asterisk them. A man who desires a deeper connection will lean in, not with his body first, but with his focus. He's not distracted, not scrolling through his phone or letting his eyes wander across the room. You feel like the only person that matters in that moment. That's presence, and presence is the foundation of any genuine romantic move. It's not just a kiss he's after, it's an experience. He's there for asterisk you asterisk. Now contrast that with a man whose attention is scattered. He may be talking to you, but he's not asterisk listening asterisk. His eyes are darting around, he's checking his watch or giving half-hearted responses. That man may enjoy your company, but he's not emotionally invested in the moment. When someone wants to kiss you because they feel genuinely drawn to you, their behavior shifts. They tune out the noise and lean into the interaction. It becomes about curiosity, not just chemistry. They want to know what you're thinking, how you feel, and whether you're on the same wavelength. That kind of presence is rare, and when it's there, you don't have to second guess it. You feel seen, heard, and magnetically pulled in. One of the clearest indicators of emotional presence is how attentively he listens. Not just nodding along or waiting for his turn to speak, but truly asterisk engaging asterisk. He remembers the little things you say. He follows up on a story you told earlier. He laughs not because he's trying to charm you, but because he actually found you funny. This isn't about performance, it's about connection. A man who's thinking about kissing you is also thinking about how to deepen the bond between you. His interest isn't shallow. It's rooted in wanting to understand who you are beyond your appearance. That attentiveness becomes a kind of foreplay, an emotional warm-up for a physical moment he hopes will follow. Presence also shows in how much time he allows for the interaction to breathe. He's not rushing to get to the next activity or treating the conversation like a pit stop before something better. When a man truly wants to kiss you, he wants to linger. He lets the pauses sit. He lets the conversation meander. He's not in a hurry because he doesn't want to leave the moment he's in. That kind of stillness is powerful. It tells you he's savoring you, your energy, your words, your presence. You become the experience he's immersed in. And when he's that present, the kiss doesn't feel like an action. It feels like a natural extension of the connection. You might also notice the way his demeanor softens. A man who's preparing to kiss you emotionally becomes more open, more tender. His voice might drop slightly. His tone gets warmer, more playful or sincere depending on the vibe. His usual guardedness starts to fade, and what you're left with is a more authentic version of him. That's not an accident. Vulnerability is a precursor to intimacy. He lets you see a little more of his truth, and he's watching to see if you meet him there. That's what makes the potential kiss more meaningful. It's not about seduction. It's about mutual willingness to drop the act. His body language also reflects his emotional presence. It's not just about how close he sits or whether he touches your hand. It's in the subtle ways he mirrors your movements, matches your energy. If you lean forward, so does he. If you laugh, he laughs just a beat after, not because he's mimicking you, but because he's fully engaged. That alignment is his nervous system tuning into yours. It's subconscious rapport building, and it shows he's locked in. He's not calculating his next move. He's asterisk in it asterisk with you. And from that space of connection, a kiss feels less like a strategy and more like a shared impulse you both feel coming. Another powerful sign is how he reacts to silence. Most people get awkward and rush to fill it. but a man who wants to kiss you often allows silence to exist. Not out of discomfort, but out of anticipation. He's watching, waiting, feeling. And you'll feel that too, those few seconds where the words stop and your eyes linger on each other just a little too long. That's the moment where presence becomes electricity. It's the pause before the choice, where neither of you is saying anything, but everything is being said. That kind of tension only exists when someone is fully tuned into the moment. And that's exactly what presence looks like in its rawest form. Let's not forget how present a man becomes when he starts noticing the little details about you. The way you tuck your hair behind your ear, the rhythm of your speech, or the way your eyes light up when you talk about something you love. He brings those things up not to flatter you, but because he's genuinely observing you. He's drinking you in. That kind of attention doesn't come from a man who's thinking about kissing anyone. It comes from a man who wants to kiss you. Your uniqueness is what draws him in, and that makes every gesture feel personalized, not generic. That kiss he wants to share is not interchangeable. It's rooted in how you make him feel. Importantly, this kind of presence doesn't rely on external validation. He's not trying to prove something to you or impress you with flashy lines or over-the-top compliments. In fact, sometimes his nervousness will show because what he's feeling is real, and that's the beauty of it. A man who is emotionally present isn't perfect, he's human, but his presence tells you his intentions are sincere. He's not distracted by who's texting him, who else is in the room, or whether he's winning your attention. He's already chosen to be there. And when someone chooses to be with you rather than just around you that's when everything starts to shift. So when you're wondering whether he wants to kiss you, don't just look at the obvious signals, look at his presence. Is he really with you? Is his energy calm but engaged? Is he responding to you like a man who sees more than just your appearance? The signs are subtle, but they're unmistakable. When someone's mind is fully aligned with their heart and their attention is completely absorbed by the moment with you, the answer is almost always yes. You won't have to chase confirmation because his presence is the confirmation. A kiss becomes inevitable not because he forces it, but because the connection calls for it. When a man wants to kiss you, his body language starts sending signals long before he makes a move. One of the most powerful and yet often overlooked indicators is proximity. People naturally maintain personal space with those they aren't emotionally connected to. But when a man is drawn to you, that invisible barrier begins to shrink. You might notice he subtly leans in when you speak, or that he stands or sits closer than most people would in casual settings. These aren't random choices. They're driven by a subconscious desire to be near you. That physical closeness is a manifestation of his attraction. He's inching closer not just to your body, but to your world. You become his focal point. What's important to understand is that proximity reveals a man's level of comfort and desire. When he's into you, being near you feels natural. He'll find little excuses to close the distance, a brush of the hand when reaching for something, sitting side by side instead of across from you, or leaning over to show you something on his phone. These aren't coincidences, they're micro movements designed to bridge the physical gap. And most of the time, he's not consciously thinking, I'm going to get closer now. His attraction simply overrides the usual rules of space. When a man wants to kiss you, his personal boundary becomes more fluid around you. You become the exception. You might also see him gravitate toward you in a group setting. Watch what happens when you're both with other people. Does he position himself beside you even when there are plenty of other spots to choose from? Does he angle his body toward you during conversations, even when he's speaking to someone else? These are all clues. Physical proximity is one of the most honest signals a person can give. Unlike words, which can be rehearsed or deceptive, body language tells the truth. When he's trying to be near you at every opportunity, he's trying to feel connected. It's his way of silently saying, "I'm drawn to you, and I want to be where you are." Even in situations where space is limited, his body language will tell you everything. For example, if you're sitting side by side, does he allow your arms or legs to touch and not pull away? That lack of retreat speaks volumes. It's not just about being close. It's about staying close. If there's a moment when your knees brush or your hands bump, and he lets that contact linger for even a second, he's signaling his comfort and interest. Attraction seeks permission through touch. He's watching for your reaction to see if you're open to more. And if he senses that comfort is mutual, he'll likely take one step further into your space. What's fascinating is that proximity builds tension in the best possible way. The closer he gets, the more charged the atmosphere becomes. It's not just physical, it's psychological. When two people who are attracted to each other stand close, the brain registers that closeness as intimacy. Heart rates quicken, voices soften, and awareness heightens. A man who wants to kiss you often plays in this zone just before making his move. He's reading your cues. Are you leaning in too? Are you holding eye contact? Are you matching his energy? If so, the space between you becomes the stage for the moment he's anticipating. Sometimes the proximity is subtle. He may not hover or crowd you, but you'll notice he's always within reach. He'll walk beside you instead of ahead. He'll stand behind your chair while talking to someone else. He stays within your orbit because being near you feels magnetic. You won't have to question if it's intentional. It will feel intentional. The small ways he chooses closeness are all part of a larger emotional message. I want to be near you because I want to feel connected to you. That desire to shorten the physical space between you is a prelude to intimacy. It's not about sex, it's about connection. Attraction can also be measured by how he respects your comfort while closing the gap. A man who truly wants to kiss you isn't just focused on his desire. He's tuned into your signals. He'll test the waters with gentle moves, moving a bit closer, lowering his voice to draw you in, or letting a silence stretch to see how you react. If you reciprocate, lean in slightly, mirror his movement, or maintain eye contact, he registers that as a green light. What makes this dance so powerful is that it's mutual. He doesn't force closeness. He invites it, and he hopes you'll invite him back. That's what creates true chemistry. You might find that he creates proximity even when it isn't necessary. For example, he could easily hand you an object from across the table, but instead he walks around to bring it to you directly. Or he leans across just enough for you to notice his closeness, even if he didn't need to. These small behaviors are often unconscious ways of closing the emotional and physical distance. He's not trying to invade your space, he's trying to create a shared one. He wants to feel part of your physical environment because it helps him feel part of your experience. That kind of effort doesn't happen unless there's real interest. There's also a protective energy that often comes with physical closeness. A man who wants to kiss you may instinctively place himself between you and a crowded room, or walk on the side of the sidewalk closest to the street. These gestures are subtle but rooted in primal attraction. Closeness becomes not just about desire, but about offering safety and presence. He's saying, I want to be near you, not just to touch you, but to take care of this space we're sharing. That proximity turns into emotional intimacy before any physical touch ever happens. It tells you that his attraction is about more than just a kiss, it's about connection. The next time you wonder what a man is feeling, forget the words and focus on where he is in relation to you. If he's consistently choosing to be near you, if he's finding little ways to break the barrier of distance, and if he's lingering in your space with comfort and confidence, he's not just interested. He's invested. Proximity is his way of testing the moment, of building up to that question he may never say out loud, "Can I come closer?" And when the answer is yes, the kiss becomes inevitable, not forced, not awkward, but simply the next step in a dance that started the moment he stepped into your space. When a man wants to kiss you, his tone of voice often shifts in ways that reveal his emotional state even before he touches you. One of the clearest signs is when his voice lowers, not in volume but in pitch. A softer, deeper tone is an instinctive change that happens when someone feels close, both emotionally and physically. It's his way of inviting you into a private bubble, one that only the two of you share. He may speak slower, as if savoring the moment, or more gently, as if trying not to break the tension. This vocal shift isn't about performance, it's about vulnerability. His tone becomes warm, intimate, and focused. You'll feel like he's not just talking to you, but talking into you. It's a sign he's connecting. In this state, his words begin to feel more personal. He asks you questions that go beyond the surface. He becomes curious about your feelings, your thoughts, your stories, and he listens not just to reply, but to understand. That level of presence can be disarming. You feel seen, the emotional connection deepens, and his voice reflects that. The way he says your name changes, it softens, it lingers. You hear warmth where there was once casual energy. And when you laugh, he laughs with you, not just at what you said, but at the joy of being close to you. His voice becomes the carrier of affection, often before he's brave enough to act on it physically. When attraction builds, the way he speaks is no longer about just information. It becomes about emotional energy. You'll notice that he starts using his voice to create rhythm between you, slowing down in moments of silence, pausing after your responses, lowering his tone to draw you in closer. He might even speak in a slightly teasing or flirtatious manner, playfully dancing between humor and sincerity. This isn't just small talk anymore, it's a verbal seduction. The atmosphere shifts. His voice becomes like background music to your emotional dance. You may find yourself mirroring his tone without realizing it. That mutual exchange of vocal energy deepens the connection. Often, a man who wants to kiss you won't just change how he sounds, he'll change when he speaks. He'll become more selective with his words, letting silences stretch instead of rushing to fill them. Those pauses create space where tension lives, space where feelings can grow. He might stop mid-sentence just to look at you, and in that moment, the silence becomes louder than any words. That's when his tone, his rhythm, his pauses all work together to ask a question he's not yet saying aloud. Are you feeling this too? And if you are, you'll respond without even realizing it through your own voice, your smile, your stillness in the moment. This kind of tone is especially noticeable in private settings, when there are no distractions, no noise, no one else to impress. His voice becomes more honest. The filters drop. He doesn't need to perform or project. It's in these moments that his voice carries emotional weight. You'll hear the affection in the way he says even the simplest things. Compliments will feel different, more meaningful, more vulnerable. He may stumble over his words or smile when he speaks. That nervous energy in his tone tells you he's invested. He's not just trying to charm you, he's trying to connect with you, and he hopes that you'll feel it too. You'll also hear the emotional risk in his voice, A man who wants to kiss you may begin revealing more of himself, his thoughts, his experiences, even his insecurities. And the tone he uses when doing so becomes more sincere, more grounded. He's letting you in. He's creating a sense of safety between you. It's no longer about impressing you, it's about being real with you. And that kind of honesty in tone and content builds emotional tension because it moves the conversation away from light flirtation into something more meaningful. When a man speaks from that place, a kiss becomes more than physical, it becomes emotional. Another sign is that his voice becomes reactive to yours. He's tuned into the way you speak, your tone, your laugh, your pauses, and he matches them instinctively. That vocal mirroring is a strong signal of connection and attraction. He's unconsciously syncing up with you. You may notice that when you speak softer, so does he. When you pause, he waits. When you laugh, he joins in, even if he's not entirely sure why. This harmony of tone creates an emotional feedback loop, reinforcing the intimacy between you. It's a slow build of trust and closeness, and often it's that vocal synchronicity that makes the moment right for a kiss to happen. Even in playful moments, his tone tells a story. He may joke with you or tease you lightly, but it won't feel the same as how he talks to others. There's a tenderness in the way he teases, a softness behind the words. His voice gives away the emotional stakes. You'll hear it in the way he says, "I'm just kidding," or in the way he apologizes for pushing a joke too far. That tone of care, of attentiveness, reveals that he's invested in how you feel. And the more emotionally connected he feels to you, the more his tone becomes protective, warm, and gentle. That's the kind of tone that precedes a kiss. It's emotionally loaded. You might also catch moments where his voice drops completely and he speaks in almost a whisper. This often happens when the emotional energy is high and the physical distance is low. His voice lowers to match the intimacy of the space. It's like he doesn't want to disturb the bubble you're both in. That whisper becomes a cue, an emotional signal. He's speaking softly because he wants to draw you in closer, not just physically, but emotionally. It's a whisper that asks, "Is this our moment?" And the closer you are, the more powerful that quiet voice becomes. It heightens every word, every breath, every pause. Lastly, when a man wants to kiss you, there's a reverence in his voice. Even if he's unsure of your feelings, even if he's nervous, there's a respect in the way he speaks. He won't rush the moment. His tone will feel calm yet alert, like he's present in every second, listening, watching, feeling. He's speaking less to impress and more to connect, and that kind of voice doesn't come from ego, it comes from care. You'll sense the emotion behind his words, even if he keeps them simple. And when a kiss does happen, it will feel like a natural extension of the emotional tone he's been carrying all along, soft, real, and deeply present. Eye contact is one of the most revealing and intimate forms of communication between two people, especially when attraction is involved. When a man wants to kiss you, his eyes become more expressive, more intense, and more focused on you. You'll notice that he doesn't just look at you. He looks into you. This isn't a passing glance or a polite look while you speak. His gaze lingers a little longer than necessary, as if he's trying to read every emotion flickering across your face. He's not just listening with his ears, he's listening with his eyes, and you'll feel that. It can make you nervous, excited, or even a little shy. But that's the point. Eye contact creates tension, the kind of tension that builds chemistry. A man who wants to kiss you may not always use words to express what he's feeling, but his eyes will betray him every time. They'll soften when he looks at you, especially when you're speaking or laughing. That soft gaze is a sign of admiration and emotional openness. His pupils may even dilate slightly, a physiological response to attraction. He may smile with his eyes before his lips move, and it'll feel like he's having a silent conversation with you. You might catch him watching you when he thinks you're not looking, and when your eyes finally meet, he doesn't rush to look away. That moment holds weight. It says, "I'm here and I'm focused on you." It's in those lingering looks that the emotional intimacy begins to build. Prolonged eye contact activates a feeling of closeness and vulnerability. It's the kind of gaze that makes you feel exposed, but in a good way. You're not just being seen, you're being noticed. He's not looking at your outfit or your surroundings, he's watching you. The way you move, the way your eyes light up, the little expression that flicker across your face. This kind of attention isn't surface level, it's rooted in genuine interest. And when a man wants to kiss you, he often lets his eyes speak the words he's not ready to say out loud. You feel it in that quiet intensity. Sometimes it shows up in fleeting moments that feel like a pause in the world. You could be mid-conversation and suddenly everything slows down. He's staring just a little longer than normal. The words trail off, there's silence, but it doesn't feel awkward. It feels electric. You both become hyper, aware of the space between you. And in that stillness, his gaze holds the weight of a question. It's not loud or desperate. It's gentle but undeniable. Are we going there? This is where a kiss often begins, not with a move, but with a look that dares to linger just a second too long. That moment is charged with possibility. When he looks at your lips during conversation, that's another powerful cue. It's often subtle. He'll look you in the eyes, then his gaze drops to your mouth, then back again. It's a micro movement, but it speaks volumes. It reveals where his mind is wandering. He may not even realize he's doing it, but the attraction leaks out through his eyes. He's visually drawing closer to the idea of a kiss, testing the moment to see if the desire is shared. And if you're doing the same, meeting his eyes, glancing at his mouth, then holding that connection, he picks up on that energy too. It's like a silent agreement that something more is about to unfold. In these moments, the rest of the world fades. Eye contact between two people who are emotionally and physically drawn to each other has a way of shutting everything else out. Background noise dims, time feels suspended, and the look in his eyes becomes a bridge between you. He doesn't need to reach out or say something clever. All he has to do is hold your gaze. And if you hold it back, that creates a level of tension that naturally pulls you together. Kissing in this context isn't just about physical touch, it's about emotional permission, and that permission is often given without a single word, just through the depth of a look. Not every man is confident enough to hold eye contact for long periods, but when he wants to kiss you, he'll find a way to lock eyes, even if just briefly. You might notice he looks at you during quiet moments or while you're not speaking. Maybe he gazes at you when you're laughing, soaking in the joy you're radiating. These aren't accidental glances. They're the eyes of someone who's drawn in by more than just your appearance. He's feeling something, and his eyes keep giving it away. You might even feel the need to look away because the moment feels too intimate, and that's often a sign the attraction is mutual. Eye contact also serves as a safety check. Before a man leans in to kiss you, he'll often search your eyes to read how you're feeling. He's looking for signs of openness, curiosity, and warmth. If he senses hesitation or discomfort, he'll likely pull back. But if he sees softness, connection, and a sense of being locked in with him, he feels emboldened to take that next step. This moment of visual confirmation is deeply human. We want to feel safe before becoming vulnerable. And for many men, the look in your eyes is the final green light they need. That's why holding eye contact in these moments becomes so pivotal. There's also a playful dimension to the kind of eye contact that precedes a kiss. Maybe he looks at you, then glances away with a smile, only to return his gaze a moment later. It becomes a game, one that builds anticipation. Those little glances, those quick looks followed by smirks or bashful expressions are all part of the dance. He wants you to notice that he's looking. He wants you to wonder why. And deep down, he hopes you'll meet him in that curiosity. That shared eye play creates an atmosphere of flirtation that makes the eventual kiss feel not only natural but inevitable. The chemistry becomes undeniable. What makes this all so powerful is that eye contact allows both people to feel emotionally naked in the best way. There's no hiding in that moment, no distractions, just two people communicating without speaking. When a man locks eyes with you and doesn't look away, he's saying, "I'm here, I'm present, I'm feeling this." It's vulnerable, brave, and incredibly intimate. And when you meet him in that space, when your eyes say, "Me too," it creates an unspoken invitation for more. That's how kisses are born, not through words, not through force, but through the electricity that flows between two people who are brave enough to look and see each other.